All right, I got my recording going. Yay, yay, yay. So nice to see so many of you here. Ah, great. And let's see, we've got even a couple faces that we haven't seen before. So this is awesome. So before I forget, I just want to convey, Kristen says hello to everybody. And she's at the shop. It's a typical Wednesday for her. It was so fun to have her pop in last week. And I wanted to read something from someone who sent me an email who calls themselves the Ghost Remote Goat. And I'll explain that in a minute, but I want to just pull up this text. Okay. Okay, here goes. It's really sweet. Like I got a little misty-eyed when I read it, and shared it also with Kristen. So, here's what Jen would like me to say to the ladies of the Zoom. I haven't been able to attend a Zoom in person, but I watch each session as soon as it comes up and watch again and again. Please relay the rest of this message. I appreciate each and every one of you that raised a question or shared a thought during the meetings. There was at least one per meeting that would have been my question as well. Seeing each of you share your swatches, your yarn choices, your progress, and your questions was so very helpful and made me feel like I was there with you. Most sincerely, Jennifer in Lexington, Kentucky, aka Jen the Ghost Remote Goat, which I just think is adorable. So hi Jen, thanks for that very sweet message, and we're happy that we're with us in spirit on these Zooms. So yay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great. So I think, because we have our little showcase that we will definitely do, and it's shortish, so we'll probably watch it twice. We usually watch them twice. But I would love to give a chance for anybody to pop in and check in about your progress and how things are going and where things stand for you now. If you'd like to, no pressure. But let's open it up. Anybody wanna start us off? Looks like Beth McQueen has a hand up.
Hi. Yeah, I mean, after a couple of, blips in the road, I feel like I'm moving along now. I definitely, looking at other people's projects, I think I would have started with a lighter color the next time, because let me see if I can get it there we go. This is like, well,
oh, sometimes the blurred background. Oh, we saw it.
Yeah, anyway, it's a sort of a navy denim blue. So I'm really starting to catch on, and I'm up to the bottom of the armhole. So I'm like getting ready to do that, the split, the decreases. I will tell you though, on the darker, not so much the moss stitch, but the double moss stitch, it was hard to pick up the pattern. So I like really had to count my rows more than, or count my, follow along more closely. But no, I think it's coming together really nicely. And so, I feel like I've made progress. I'm hoping like in the next couple of weeks, I'll have it completely finished, but it's been fun.
Well, congratulations, Beth. It looks beautiful. And you might be surprised with that darker gray denim once things are blocked. Saw Alice's beautiful one in Fossil, and I think that's also Pat's color, and it really, the gray looked quite stunning. So hopefully once it gets blocked and sort of evened out, your yarn will catch the light really, really in a lovely way. So thanks. Let's see, next up, Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hey, and again, thank you for your help. My phone call session the other day, yesterday or the day before. Anyway, I just want to let all of you know, I did the double moss stitch wrong the entire time. It's wrong. It's wrong throughout the pattern. I finally figured it out that it was wrong when I went back to the right front. So I was just doing knit two, purl two, knit two, purl two. I was forgetting about those last two stitches on the end, how they switch up in the double moss. So I don't know what's going to happen when I'm finished with it, but I'm just going to keep going with it and see what happens.
You know, that's how we just make great discoveries, right? So do you have it in front of you? Can we see your beautiful yarn and your progress?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Let me see. It's kind of, it's a pretty green. I mean,
yes.
I mean, I feel like the computer doesn't really give it what it needs, but I mean, I think it's a beautiful green. It's a bit dark. But I think it's going to be fine. I'm definitely going to finish it and not, you know.
I mean, like when you held it up just now, I don't think any of us would have said, "Oh, that's just such a terrible situation with that double moss." I mean, I looked at it and I mean, looked great to me, and perhaps you've made a discovery here that you're going to really end up loving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine it is going to be like super messed up. I mean,
it looked good. It looked great. Yeah, I would say congrats and keep on keeping on there.
Thank you. It's been fun. I've enjoyed the pattern. I'm just, I'm still kind of a newish knitter. This is probably the biggest, most challenging thing I've ever knit. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Well, I consider that a huge win for a project that something that you bit off here that was new. It looks really, really gorgeous. And I will just say again, that double moss, it was a lot harder than some of us thought. I mean, I would say it's the number one thing that people talked about as like, this was the hard part. Because I think maybe in our minds, negotiating the 2-row repeat of the moss and then the 4-row repeat of the double moss just kind of tickles our brains in a little bit of a different way. So you're not alone, but your sweater looks beautiful. So
thank you.
Let's see. Next up, I think we've got Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Are you wearing your Schoodic Bay?
Well, it's not quite all done, but yes. So I have this part here complete with the sleeve and all. And then over here, we haven't quite picked up. But I'm loving the color, and it continues with the dark theme that I think a lot of people are using. And I have a question about this is as I tried it on last night, I was wondering how it would be instead of, I'm going to do this version with a full sleeve, but how would it be if I pick this up with this border here? Would it still do the pulling, to make the V? And could it then be more like an open vest? And I wondered if Alice has had that with.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand the question exactly, but I'm not sure if you're asking just about picking up around the edge and just doing the right twist. Is that what you're suggesting for border?
Well, that's what I was asking.
I think actually people have asked me about making a vest pattern, and I think that is 100% a way that you can modify it. I have quite a few designs on the docket, so I don't know that it's going to happen, but if you did it and put it out there as a modification, I'd be delighted to see it.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking my other version that I'm making is made out of the cotton earth yarn. And I thought, ooh, I might want to do something like that.
So it has crossed my mind. And also I have been a little hesitant about, because some people have asked for a pullover, which I think actually the pullover is probably going to happen. People have asked about a vest as well. So, yeah, I also want to bring fresh and new ideas out there too. So, but yeah, no, I think it would work. I think, so I'm wearing I decided today was the good day to wear the original design, which I first was my first template, which there were modifications that I made from this one to the finished product. And you might see one of them is the columns were inverted. I first designed, and I finished it and said, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to change that and flip them to be outward. So every once in a while, I'll put this on at home, but I thought, oh, what a perfect day to wear it. And to your, Sue, don't worry, like everything gets modified. So even this happened, right? So like, be gentle with ourselves. But I think that it would work. I think the sleeves would maybe be this one's a little bit larger on me because it's stretched with the yarn that I used. But I think, it might be that it's going to be a little bit off the shoulder, but I think it would be a really fun vest, actually. I like the idea. So definitely tag me if you do that. And,
Okay.
because I would love to see it.
You got it.
I love these innovations. Tracy, thank you so much. And Tracy's using that beautiful dark green forage by On the Round. I was saying I think we talked about this a little bit. It was hard to capture a photo of that beautiful green. It's so pretty though. Nice work. Next up, I think I see Therese. Hi, Therese. Looks like you're trying to unmute. I think I can read your lips.
So I finished, but I took it off the blocking mat so I would be able to show something, but it's not quite ready to come off the blocks. So I'm not going to put it on because it's still damp. But
Pretty.
Go.
Oh, so beautiful.
It's really pretty. And this yarn is so much fun because when you're finished and you actually get it wet is really when it just becomes beautiful. Whereas, I mean, it like becomes something different. So I really enjoyed it. I have to say the double moss, there were times I was just ripping things back. I remember on the front panel after I had finished the back, and I had already done part of the front, and then I would do some and I'd look at it and go, that's not right. So I'd have to rip it back. And I think I ripped back more than I usually ever do on something. So I'm not sure, because that's the thing. It's not like, oh, I know what I did. It was like, oh, I screwed up, but I don't know what I did. But let's try it again. So I never solved the puzzle, but I finished it. I'm very happy. It's going to go back on because it's just a tiny bit still damp. So
Therese, it is so beautiful, and I love that color. And somebody asked in the chat, could you remind us again, what was the yarn you used for that?
I used the Holst, the super soft. Yeah, the super soft. I used 2 strands, and I think I used topaz, which it doesn't look like topaz. It's a blue. And then 1 strand, so 2 strands of that, the super soft, and 1 strand of the Titicaca, which is the 100% alpaca, which really becomes beautiful when you get the whole thing wet. In jade, so it brings a green color to it that's just really, really beautiful. So yeah, I'm really happy. Really happy. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Love it.
Thanks. I was hoping to finish it. I've got another one I want to finish before October 5th. Yeah, October 5th. Yeah. So
great.
And by the way, Tracy, I think it was Tracy that was mentioning about making a vest, which would be great because I love this pattern. But then when I got to it, I realized how I hate to do sleeves. It was like, okay, do I want to make this again right away? Well, maybe a vest.
Maybe I'll put in a modification as a result of this. Maybe I won't make a total new pattern to make it a vest maybe, but just put a modification so that it's
Yeah.
it might be a few weeks But yes, thank you for the suggestions. And if anyone is on Ravelry or on social media, please share. I would love to see all of them up close.
Awesome. Yay. Yay for sharing. Because then what's fun, I mean, I just love that feature of Ravelry where you go on, you see I feel like it's part of my due diligence when I'm thinking of making something is I like to see who's made it. I like to see different body shapes. I like to see different yarns, different colors, because if left to my own devices, probably I'd be making every single sweater in heather gray or something like that. So I get inspired with color too. Linda, hi Linda. Welcome. You're up.
So I'm wearing mine. And I love the pattern. And I like the yarn. I'm not wild about it because you don't get such great stitch definition with this. But I'm happy with it. And I'm already thinking about my next one, which will be on the plush DK.
Nice. Do you have a color in mind?
Well, it's kind of crazy because it's not me at all, but I like that bright green. I just can't quite pull the trigger on that because I'm a gray, brown, muted kind of person.
And so do you like the glow, like the really bright green?
No, so this is another thing. So when I go on your website and I click on, so there's a picture of like 3 skeins of the yarn laying together. And one of those is a bright green and there's kind of a tealy blue color. So when I click on what I think is that green color, it doesn't show me what the color is. You know, I can't tell from the website which color I'm clicking on. So I don't know.
Okay, so maybe that's something we need to look into with the new website. So if you click on the word for the color you think it is, it's not changing the picture over there?
Well, there's 2 things there. One is if I click on the picture, the colors don't always change. And if I pick on the words, the picture doesn't always update.
This is important feedback that we need to hear because that was definitely a conversation we had when we were looking at the website and we thought we had that sorted, but that's good to know that we do not.
Well, and I thought maybe I had poked the colors too many times. I mean, I have looked at them all a lot. I mean, I wish I could touch them, but that's impossible. Anyway,
occasionally there's a color that will come up too that we don't get a picture of right away in the computer. We really try to get like updated pictures when the new batches come in because there can be differences. You know, they're subtle, but each new batch is unique.
So do you think that color is called pickle?
I think it might be called, yes, I think it might be called pickle, and that has not been available for a little while, but I'm going to make a note and make sure that I ask Kristen about this tomorrow.
Okay, and does it have like little blue flecks in it or something like that when I look at it?
I think so, Linda, but we haven't had it in a while. Sometimes the colors just go out of production for a bit for Rachel. Right. Pickle is that a color.
And what color is yours? Is it
mine is Rebel.
Rebel. Okay.
Okay. I think I saw what yarn is Linda using? Can you remind us, Linda?
So this yarn is that Noro Kakagori. And it's really beautiful. It is real. I mean, it has turquoise in it, which I'm pointing to a turquoise. It has orange in it. It has purple in it, but you don't really see that in the photographs so much as you do in person. But, you know, the stitch definition is not really great. You get more of the colors in there. Mm-hmm. And it is weird to knit with because it pulls out of the ball in a twist. You know,
well, Linda, it's super pretty. I mean, it's super pretty from, I think from our end, we're seeing sort of, you know, neutral, warm brown, but it's super cool to hear the flex. Yeah.
I do love it, and it is my color, you know. I mean, it's my hair and everything. It's me. I do love it. I'm just waiting. In Alabama, it's still 90 degrees.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you
So
so
beautiful to see.
Oh,
much.
beautiful.
I love this. Thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Let's see. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Doing good. This is mine. This is actually the same yarn that that Linda was just talking about. It's Nora Katchakuri, and it's garnet. Can you see the and I just I had trouble following the double moss, but it doesn't look, I can't tell if I did it wrong or not. It still looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Okay, good. Then I'm good to go. But yeah, it was tricky. I had to kind of finagle some things, and take some rows out and stuff. So I'm so thankful again to run into you at the yarn store on my mother-daughter trip, and I feel like I'm back into knitting, and this is such a fun pattern. I mean, Alice, I so appreciate it because having been so long, I was able to jump into it, and really, I mean, it's been fun. So thank you guys.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you like it.
It's beautiful, Lori. Thank you for sharing. So nice. Let's see. Anybody else feel like popping up here and saying hello?
I have mine. If you want to look at the blues,
Yeah, let's check it out.
I'm just starting the sleeves, but see if I can get it. But it came out. I didn't have any trouble. It moved right along.
Great. Looks stunning, Eileen.
Love it.
Yeah, I can't get it on now because I put the sleeve stitches on the needle.
That's beautiful. That'll
But I
look beautiful
avoided
on you.
the front for so long. I always hate that, but I got it. Took it out
Yay.
a few times.
And remind us your yarn, Eileen.
It's the Baroque vintage.
Right.
It's nice and soft.
Nice. Great. Well, congrats and thank you for sharing. Let's see. Anybody else want to hop in here? Hi, Pat. Welcome back. Good to see you again.
Let's see, hang on here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I apologize. I just came off the lawnmower and I've got head hair and I'm sweaty. But I missed last week because I was out of town, but I took my knitting with me and worked since I couldn't finish my sister-in-law's because I needed her sleeve measurements. I worked some on mine and I'm up to the where it splits for the back, so I haven't gone very far on this one, but the gray is looking really pretty. And please don't ask me what it was. I think it's
Fossil.
Yes, thank you, because the band is somewhere and I'm so tired I can't even think. I went on vacation and my friends convinced me that I needed to be where they are, so I'm moving. So my house is on the market. I've been busy since I've been back. Tomorrow's the first showing and
Whoa, that's big news.
I've been trying to figure this out for a couple of years, and I'm a faithful person, and so when God's in it, you just hold on because he's got a plan that's bigger than yours. So y'all pray for me that I get through all of this and that it goes without a hiccup.
Oh, Pat, yeah, yeah, that's my question too. I want to know, are you moving closer or further from the goats?
Further, but I can get there still. They have airplanes, so maybe once I get settled, I'll be able to plan a trip up. I would love that. That would be fun.
Where are you headed to move?
Well, girls, I'm going to the Myrtle Beach area.
Okay.
A little bit south of Myrtle Beach.
to a little place called Merle's Inlet. So I'll be in South Carolina.
It'll be lovely. I have a
It
friend who
is
just moved
lovely
there. She moved to the Charleston area.
Did she? Well, my
Yeah.
friend's son lives down in Charleston, and anyway, it sounds beautiful. I would never in this world thought that I would be in South Carolina, but I'm very excited. So everything goes well. And what is, Lori, what is your color? I'm sorry, it's not Lori. Susan, what is the color of your yarn that you
Oh.
use for the green?
Is that the hunter green in the Kathmandu?
Yes, yes, it
Oh,
is.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
gorgeous. I'm
you.
gonna make a note of that because I may do something in that green one of these days.
It's very pretty. It's a
It's
beautiful
very
color.
It is
It's
pretty.
very pretty, and it sort of, it maintains its brightness without being like too much or something.
Yeah.
It's
Can't even
bright,
notice.
it's cheerful, but yeah, nice. Oh, well, congratulations, Pat. I hope
Thank
everything goes
you.
well with your showing, and we'll all be thinking of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I missed you all last week, so I'm hoping that whatever we're doing next, I'll be settled enough that I can participate.
Very good.
So
Wonderful. Anybody else feel like saying hello and popping up here for a minute? It looks like Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi. Mine fits.
Yay!
I am trying to I blocked it and it's cold and damp here, so it took a little while to dry. So I'm just picking up sleeve stitches as we speak.
Beautiful.
That's not a good picture. I think I should have, there it is. Is that better?
Yeah.
Wrong side. That's the right side.
Hmm.
I think maybe I should have alternated skeins a little more, but when I looked at myself in the mirror today, it was a little bit harder to tell that it wasn't, because there's one spot, if I can get to it, where the color seems to be more saturated than the rest.
I have a little bit of that on my Rebel. You're using Always a Bridesmaid, I think, and that definitely is part of my Rebel. And I think also another person who used Always a Bridesmaid she had a little part where there was a little pink, kind of not pooled, but little pinky area, and she was like, yeah, just kind of, it's part of the character of the sweater.
Yeah, I didn't notice it as much when I looked at myself in the mirror this afternoon with it on as I did when I had it blocked and it was on the mats and I walked by it and could see it more closely. And I don't think people are going to notice it when I wear it.
Because they're going to just be stunned by how beautiful it is, and you are while you're wearing it.
Yeah, now I have a question. If you do it in Kathmandu, does that make it heavier? Because it seems somewhat like light. Like I would like this heavier too.
What yarn did you use?
She used Always a Bridesmaid in the plush DK.
I actually think the Kathmandu might be even a little bit lighter.
Oh, okay. All right, I've never worked with the Kathmandu, I don't think.
I mean, they're very similar. I think
part of
drapes a little bit more. Sorry,
but I like it very much, and a pullover would be great.
I'm working.
I was also gonna, yeah, good, Alice, get working, right? You've got a million plates that you're spinning right now. But Pat, Lucy, to your point, I think the lightness in part for me is also about the gauge that we're knitting at. You know, with that DK yarn at a larger needle size, the fabric is lighter. And so that might be just a function of what the gauge is, you know, how the sort of drapey fit of the sweater. Yeah.
But I wanted to do the sleeves before I even started on the ribbing around the band. I could be finished with sleeves quicker than the ribbing on the band.
Well, congratulations, Lucy. It looks really beautiful, and I'm super glad that it fits you. I know you had some anxiety about that.
Yeah, so am I. So am I.
Me too.
But the lesson is trust the designer.
Yes, hooray.
Actually, I have to again give credit to the designer and the tech editor. So I will give another shout out to Anne.
Yay, Annie. We love it. Let's see. I think I have Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And I'm really enjoying this yarn. You know, it's funny because I hardly ever choose blue. My mother dressed me too much in blue as a child, so I always have shied away from it, but I really like it. Can you see it?
I can.
Yeah,
So pretty.
it's so pretty. I know it's called Robin's Egg Blue, and it is, I think that's appropriate, the color. I'm sorry, I get the name of the yarn.
It's
And
also the plus DK, I think.
yeah, and so I'm really enjoying
Oh,
it.
oh, good. Thanks.
So keep it going, and thanks, Ears, for your email. I had kind of got stumped there, and but then it became really obvious what to do. So thanks again.
Well, thank you. That looks beautiful. And I love that. That's a beautiful blue. And I think that'll look lovely on you with your coloring.
Thank
Really
you.
nice.
Thank you.
I see Jenny with a hand up. Hi, Jenny.
Hi there. Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Am I unmuted?
Yeah, we can hear
Okay,
you.
great. Because there's still yeah, be quiet. So I guess this is the blue corner. I'm in the blue room. So this is fine. And I'm working on the second sleeve feverishly.
Yay.
So
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Mm.
So this is, it doesn't look the right color. It's really like a sky blue. The color is hydrangea, which so you can kind of get an idea of what color it really is. And it's by Northlight Fibers. It's their yarn Water Street, but they're no longer making yarn. So if you like it, you need to try and find it. And I want to say thank you for getting the pattern tested and working with a tech editor, because I'm also working on a sweater that I refer to as my eternity sweater, and it's a stranded knit, and I worked really hard last night to finally finish it, and I put it on today, and there is a major error in the pattern, so much so that I'm going to have to take out 36 rows in here.
Oh
because
my
the
God.
yoke is here and the armholes are down here. It's but you know, thank you, YouTube. I found a video from Lucy Neatby on how it's basically, I think I'm gonna have to Kitchener 2 rows together and then figure it out from there, which should be fun because it's 456 stitches per row.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was a little annoyed when I have to cut out 36 rows. So, but to everyone who's made mistakes and frets over it, Lucy said in the video, I learn more when I make mistakes knitting than I do when everything goes right.
Mm.
So loving it. And it's a very summery kind of color. So it's always going to remind me of the summer and going to Maine and meeting Alice and going to the goat. And I'm looking forward to wearing it, possibly, if the weather cooperates, to Rhinebeck this year.
Oh, I'll be at Rhinebeck.
Me too.
You're gonna be at Rhinebeck?
Yes.
I'll come find you.
Actually, I'll be there with yours.
Yeah. And maybe we'll be wearing our Schoodic Bays. I don't know. I just brought mine home finally from the shop, and I'm gonna, after it's been tried on by probably like a zillion people over the past month, I think I'm gonna give it a little wash in the fresh block.
You might want to do that. Yeah. Cool. That'll be fun.
And thank you for the feedback on the tech editing and the testing, because it's not always easy to find people to test it too. So I want to just throw to the group, if you have any interest in testing for me, please send me an email to just say I'm interested in test knitting, because I do have actually a pullover coming out that will be ready probably next week for testing. Or the
And
week
what's the yarn weight?
The yarn weight is DK. I can see if I can put my hands on the actual sweater. But yeah, it's got a little bit of cable, but nothing to be afraid of.
We got a little sneak peek in the shop a few weeks ago. Very exciting.
So message you through Ravelry?
You know what? You can message me through Ravelry. That's
Okay.
fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay, so exciting. It's so nice to connect, and I have to say that part of the extra fun of this knit along has definitely been your participation with us, Alice. It's so cool to have this kind of access to a designer and to your thinking, and of course the way that you answer our questions, but you know, just fun to have you with us. Yeah, so thank you for that. Big thanks.
Bring this butter.
Okay, well, let's see. I think it might be time for slideshow time. Let's see. Unless anybody has like got to share before slideshow. Are we good? Okay, so I'm gonna try to share my screen. And here it is. So we're gonna watch it. Usually we watch this like twice because, you know, I try to like give space to each of the images, but invariably we have to see it again because we want to see it again. So we'll see it again. Here we go. Yay, everybody. Should we see it again? Okay, see it again. Hooray. And fun fact, the beautiful Schoodic Bay that was in the La Bien-Aimée yarn is Susan's daughter, Kelly. Mother-daughter Schoodic team on this KAL.
Thank you for putting those together. It kind of made me cry a little bit.
Me too.
Proud of my girl.
Beautiful. Everybody did such a gorgeous job. And I will definitely put the slideshow up in our little Schoodic Bay playlist on YouTube so folks can go back to it if you're like, what was that fun yarn name?
Awesome. Thank you, Eris.
Yay. Well, I thought I would share that got a lot of big doings this weekend at the Goat. Saturday is our anniversary celebration. We're celebrating 3 years of Kristen's ownership and 2 years in our current awesome location. And so if you're able to get to the store, it's going to be Alice is coming, and our friend Whitney, who's also a designer, is coming, and we're going to have some fun surprises in the shop and some snacks and treats, but we will have a raffle that will be accessible for our remote goats too. So it's going to be an online raffle. The link is going to go out in the newsletter in the when we send that out Saturday morning. So you will be able to participate in some very exciting raffle prizes, some of which I've showed on social media, or well, let's see, there's going to be another little teaser Friday, but there's some fabulous prizes. So we hope you'll participate there. And yeah, it's a fun and festive day. A lot of the Goat staff will be there, and it's just nice. It's nice to see the community come in, and yeah, some fun stuff is in store. And so raffle, no purchase necessary, anybody participates, but there's a little special sticker that is a free with purchase while supplies last. And what else? Oh, and then Sunday, it's October, which is sort of crazy to me, but it is. And we are participating and hosting Socktober again. So we did Socktober last year, and it was like our first little, this is very nerdy, but we were kind of dipping our toe in, get it? Dipping our toe in to the knit-along world with Socktober. And then it was so much fun that we started dreaming up our first knit-along, which was the Ramona sweater, which I'm wearing because it's a little chilly this afternoon here. So Socktober is a little less like, because the joy of Socktober is there's just so many darn ways to make socks out there. And so we just kind of revel in, let's all just make socks or something for feet. Like I had somebody say, well, I need to make a Christmas stocking for a grandbaby. And I was like, yeah, that counts, baby booties, it counts. So we will be having a sale on sock yarn. So when you sign up for the Socktober, you'll get a discount code for sock yarn for 15% off. And I've been putting together some YouTube resources. So we'll have a special playlist to kind of, there's a billion YouTube tutorials about all kinds of every part of making socks. But I just pulled some ones that I knew were from creators that I've really been helped by. So we have that. We're going to have a little collection within the shop. So like, our books and the patterns that we have that relate to sock making, we'll have that in a collection too. And it won't be like as many emails as with our regular knit-alongs, but I might push some things out and share some photos that as I have them. Yeah, so it's kind of relaxed and fun to hop in on that. And so we will have Zoom drop-ins on Wednesday, and we will have in-store drop-ins on Sundays in October, starting on the 8th. Yeah. I will put the registration link in the chat here if you want to get your name in. I haven't actually made it live, so you won't get the welcome. If you sign up now, you won't get the email probably until Sunday. But anyway, you could get your name on the list if you want to.
Congratulations on the birthday, the anniversary. That's exciting.
Very exciting. Yeah. we're pretty excited
Great.
about it.
It'll be great.
Here comes that link. Yes. Oh, Lori wants to know what else is new for Alice. Yes, Alice, tell us what's new.
Oh, a couple of things actually. So if you're able to come up, it will be a new, hopefully it's at the tech editor now, but there is a cowl and a fingerless mitt pattern that is going to be coming out hopefully in the next day or two. And it's made in an Aran weight, so it is a companion to the Pakmanadna cat. So it's drying, but and it hasn't had the ends tied in, but I'll try and grab it if you'd like to see it. And then the other thing that is happening is that I'll have a couple of samples coming out to the shop. So my cottage rose shawl will be coming up to visit, and as well as my symmetries cowl and a toddler size and adult size of the Pakmanadna cat. And then my energy is super going to get focused on sweater pullover, which I can try to go grab it for you.
Yeah, we'd love to see it if you can lay your hands on it. Oh, here she is back. I've got the cottage rose. I've got that in my queue, and I have the yarn for it. It's just, you know, I need a lot more hours in my life to knit every day.
So this is like one of those great, probably should reblock it for you guys because it's a little wrinkled, but it's got just some nice texture. It's a one skein project, but the origin of this one was my sister, who lives in Alaska, would come home once a year anyway and rent a big place on the Cape. And so when I saw this yarn, it really reminded me of that time. And it's called Cottage Rose because we would go for walks along the seashore and see the roses. And there were always bike paths and these little rock walls, which I'm not sure you can see on the video very well, but anyway, this is a little tribute to that. So that is that. This is the cowl. So it's a little bit damp still. It's trying to dry really quickly. So when it gets cold, I really love to be outside, but I don't want to be outside and cold. So this actually has the ability, it just fits kind of nicely with your coat, but also I can put it up around my nose if it gets cold. And the fingerless mitts are matching. And these are made with an Aran weight yarn, which I know the shop has Kathmandu Aran, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This particular yarn, I was going to chat with you guys and see, but it's a cashmere and wool blend. So it is like really warm. And I'm publishing this as a set. So it will be all in one. You can get the pattern for both products because I thought it's kind of nice for quick holiday gifts too. When it gets cold, I can sometimes be found wearing things like this in the house as well as, you know, outside on a fall day. And then, so the,
wait, Alice, just hold on one second. First of all, the cowl and mitts look so good. And you know, that beautiful hunter green that Susan's making her Schoodic in comes in the Aran weight, and right away my brain went to, oh, I bet that would look so good on my hubby. So maybe that's a little holiday gift for him. And is it one skein for the cowl and the mitts?
So the yarn that I used, it's about, I would say probably you need about 200 yards. So I think
Okay.
the skein probably would work well of the Aran. This particular yarn is a really nice yarn. It's put up by Whitney's company, Knitting Fever. And it's got a cashmere, and it's 75% cashmere, 25% wool, and it comes in 50-gram balls. So, but it's, you know, easily modifiable to a combination of yarn that makes Aran, whatever you have in your stash even. And then people had asked about the sweater, the pullover. So I have the back done, and there's been a lot of classes that I've been teaching. So that's why we're creeping up with all of these new patterns, because I'm trying to make them accessible for students. Including I have a sock pattern, but that's going to go on hold for a little bit. But this is the back of the sweater in my size. So the story of this, it's called the Paraguay pullover. And my niece, who is just 18, graduated high school and is taking a gap year, and she is in Paraguay. And so I wanted to make her something that she could have with her and just know that I was sending her hugs whenever she needed one. So the sweater that I designed for her was a collection of, I asked her to look at 3 different sweaters and said, you know, so tell me what sweaters you like. Just pick out 3 sweaters and let's take a look at them. And each one of those 3 were completely, I couldn't find a thread that seemed similar, aside from the fact they had yarn. And then I said, so let's just take it one by one and tell me what you like about this picture, tell me what you like about that one, and tell me what you like about this one. And so short story is that this design was a collection of those things. This is the underarm, so you can see it's got, and this is, it looks complicated, but it's not. It's very similar to the right twist, except that it's just like you're going over 2 stitches. So it's not hard. It's a really easy pattern to kind of memorize. The pattern that happened that is in Paraguay with her was a nice tight fitting sweater, and I thought it looks fabulous on her, and that will be on the when I publish it, I will publish that version, but the actual pattern design is going to be with 4 to 6 inches of ease, because that's what I'm comfortable wearing. So it's kind of going to be a pattern that you can kind of make it for the person that, you know, likes a closer, really close fitting sweater, but also something that, you know, you might like to have that's not quite as snug. And it's going to be.
And Alice, can I just ask, what's the neckline again?
Yeah, so the neckline, I wish I could pull up, I don't know if I can show you a photo from my phone. The neckline is going to be kind of a rounded, but not super high, kind of, you know, a crew, but maybe a little bit lower than a crew. Just kind of that comfortable is the best way to describe it, I guess.
Nice.
So,
and Alice, we also had one question. Oh, sorry.
That full sleeves. So you can see this is, maybe you can see, it's got kind of full sleeves, and then it has just that small detail going down, and then the sleeves are snug at the wrist. So,
lovely, and congratulations. And a question that came in the chat was oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
So that's the close fitting version, but this version is going to have a little bit longer and more 4 to 6 inches of ease.
Are the cowl and mitts, they're still in testing, right? Because so they're not like, it's not a pattern yet on Ravelry.
It's not a pattern on Ravelry. That being said, so the Boston area yarn crawl is actually starting tomorrow. through Sunday. So actually I hopefully am gonna have it published. It has been test knit by one of my tried and trues. And it is getting tech edited now. So actually I probably will publish it. So there won't be a lot of projects. So if anybody wants it that is in this group, if you send me a message, I will send you the copy for free. But you know, send it like in the next day or so, just because it does help if there are more projects. So if, you know, by doing that, if you are willing to just kind of post yarn and that you're starting a project on Ravelry, that would be, I'd be very grateful for that. And you know, that would be great. So if you want, no pressure, but if
And you
you're,
can, folks can message you on Ravelry, is that what you said?
yeah, that's fine to message me on Ravelry or Instagram, whichever works for people.
Awesome.
But just
Yay.
for this one.
That's so great. That's what an opportunity. And Aaron Waite is, that's, you know, that's just gonna fly right by, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it will. It will.
Thank you for that kind offer. And here we are. It's almost 6 o'clock. And we're wrapping up another really fun knit along. And it's just, yeah, Ginny's like wiping a tear. It's just, it's so much fun to have you all participating with us and be connected with folks from all over the country. I feel like we have this, when I'm trying to describe to people in the shop, I'm like, do you want to get our emails? You know, blah, blah. I talk my little spiel and you know, say like, we have Zoom knit alongs and it's always a little bit, I always feel like I sound cheesy when I'm describing what's going on in this group, you know, where I'm like, it's actually this incredible community. I mean, it sounds weird to say it, but I do feel like there's a very sweet space that we've carved out here in the online space, and that's because of you folks who show up and participate. So thank you for being our remote goats, and we love you. We couldn't do it without you, and we hope we'll see you first October or probably the next, because everybody will be busy with their holiday knits. We will be probably not having another knit along until, I'm guessing, January. I haven't totally nailed that down, but that's when we did the Ramona. And it was kind of nice January because people were like, I'm done with all that dang holiday knitting and finally get back to something for me. So we'll definitely make sure you know about it. And if you are still working through your Schoodic, have questions, please email. We're definitely available, and I'm happy to continue to support as you're finishing your project.
Thank you so much for all your help. This
Yes,
has been
and
great.
feel free to email me as well at Birch Tree Knits.
Thank you.
Amazing.
This has been wonderful. Thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. See you soon on a
Thank you.
Zoom.
See you in January.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Bev.
Thank you.